Let me present two more tone colours of EMPASTA, Baroque Gold and Openwork Silver. They differ slightly from the 10 tone colours which we demonstrated before. I'm speaking about tone colours designed for one-stroke technique. These two colours, Baroque Gold and Openwork Silver, are basically designed for the use of a technique called framing modelling. It is our new course, which has been running since the end of 2013. This course is called 3D Vintage Framing Modelling. We recommend drawing high elements, monograms, or simple lines, which do not require a top coat. You won't need a top coat because EMPASTA Baroque Gold and Openwork Silver also have no residual tackiness. This allows bas relief to remain as it was when you first applied it. You know that the top coat has the tendency to slightly flatten, but in this case the volume remains unchanged. Now I shall show you what is possible to draw. Please take a look at the tubes. You can see that these tubes differ from EMPASTA one-stroke tubes. Let's compare them. You can clearly see that the tubes of EMPASTA for framing modelling have an image of Baroque monograms, and the colour of the tube is black. If you want to create a higher bas relief, it is recommended to press EMPASTA Baroque Gold or Openwork Silver out on a glass or paint palette and leave uncovered in the open air for some time, a day or two. Then it thickens slightly and can be comfortably used to apply these elements on the surface of the nail plate. Let me remind you, the nail has to be covered with a top coat and any greasy residue removed from the surface. You need brush linear 50, and you can also use brush Perfect Lock 3/0. As a master, it just depends on your personal preference as to whether you use a longer or a shorter brush. I will use brush linear 5/0 as it is longer. Let's choose the variant like French white and golden monograms. It is the traditional choice in classical variant of nail design. We shall use Baroque Gold. I have previously covered the nails with top coat. When drawing the first pass, you just mark the line's position and you draw all contours. EMPASTA Baroque Gold allows for creation of real Baroque elements. It used to be very difficult in the past to create such elements because the finish always spoiled this surface and voluminous elements became flat. But when you use EMPASTA, these elements keep the volume just as you applied. We can draw leaf-shaped, branchy elements. Now I shall explain how to work using EMPASTA for framing modelling. I recommend drying it under the LED lamp because drying velocity under these lamps is terrific. We must initially dry the first layer, then the second, and, if necessary, the third layer. Only after the second layer has dried completely. Drying time under the UV gel lamp is slightly longer, but the LED lamp allows very fast and comfortable drying. And the most important thing about the LED lamp, it dries the layer all the way through. We can apply the second layer in 2 minutes. If we want to highlight the volume, we can add a small amount of EMPASTA for one stroke. We take Baroque gold and add white raffinate to it. EMPASTA for framing modelling perfectly blends with EMPASTA for one stroke. You know that both EMPASTA for framing modelling and EMPASTA for one stroke have no residual tackiness. We use EMPASTA for one stroke only, for the brightening of details. It cannot be used to create volume. Dear colleagues, you can clearly see the volume we have created. And, right now, you can see that we do not cover it with a top coat. It remains in the same condition as you see. It is applied atop a top coat. If you did everything correctly, used an LED lamp for great drying to ensure each layer was dried thoroughly, and you used EMPASTA for framing modelling, then this result will last a month until the next correction. It can be perfectly filed off during the correction, and it won't take long.